Hello guys, today January 26th lead coding challenge is path with minimum effort. Okay, the question is like this: you are a hiker preparing for an upcoming hike. You are given heights a 2D array of size rows into columns, where heights of row column represents the height of the cell row column. Okay, you are situated in the top left cell 0, 0, and you hope to travel to the bottom right cell rows -1 columns -1 0 indexed. Okay, you can move up, down, left or right, and you wish to find a route that requires the minimum effort. A route's effort is the maximum absolute difference in heights between two consecutive cells of the route. Return the minimum effort required to travel from the top left cell to the bottom right cell. Okay, the question is as follows. This is an adjacency matrix. Okay, these are the heights, let us say, of some mountains or some buildings. We can say some whatever it might be, some heights given. Okay, we have to find the minimum effort from the 0, 0 element to the last corner element, that is rows -1 columns -1. So we have to go from first corner to the 0, 0 corner to the last bottom right corner with minimum effort. So what is effort? Effort is the maximum absolute difference in heights between two consecutive cells of the route. If we consider this as the route 13535, the effort is the maximum absolute difference between two consecutive heights. Okay, so from jumping from height 1 to height 3, the effort is 2. So from height 3 to 5, the effort is 2. Here also 2, here also 2. So the maximum absolute difference, is 2 in this route. So if we consider this route 1 2 2 2 5, here it is 1, the effort is 1. Here the absolute difference is 1, here it is 0, here it is 0, here it is 3. So 3 is the maximum absolute difference in this route, that is the effort that we have to put in this route. So what is the question again? We have to return the minimum effort. In this route we are applying an effort of 3 units, but here we have to apply an effort of 2 units. Okay, so this is the minimum effort, so that is what we are going to return. Output is 2. Okay, so this is another example. So the minimum effort here is 1. So in some cases the effort will be 0 also, because if these are all 1 1 1, the heights are all flat, we can just walk. So this is the answer route, and the minimum effort here is 0. So what is the first approach to solve this problem? This seems like a graph in adjacency matrix representation, right? So if you have no idea about graph, don't worry. A graph is nothing but a non-linear data structure which can be represented using a dictionary or an adjacency matrix or a map, hash map, anything like that. But the basic idea of a graph is it represents the vertices and the cost between traveling from a vertex to another vertex. Okay, so that is just a basic prediction. So let's see the hints here. Consider the graph, the grid as a graph, okay, where adjacency cells have an edge with the cost of difference between the cells. Okay, that is the hint one. So we already have considered this as a graph. What I have said, where adjacent cells have an edge with cost of difference between the cells. Okay, usually graphs have the cost between the two edges in the form of vertices cost. So wherever what here he is saying is, consider the cost between two edges as the absolute difference between them. Okay, so the cost between this vertex, the cost for this vertex 1 2 will be the absolute difference between 1 2, which will be 1. So here it will be 0 0 0 absolute difference. So the cost here will be 1, cost here will be 2, cost here will be 6 and vice versa. Okay, if you are given a threshold k, check if it is possible to go from 0 0 to n minus 1 comma m minus 1 using only edges of less than or equal to cost k. So let me read out the third hint also. Binary search the k value. Okay, so let me tell you what is happening. He is telling that assume a value k, assume a threshold k, and check whether it is possible to reach from 0 0 to n minus 1 m minus 1, that is the last element, with less than or equal to the cost k. Okay, so to do that we can simply use depth first search or breadth first search. You will be traversing the graph and check whether we can reach the last vertex with the cost k. The cost is nothing but the maximum absolute difference between the route that which we are following. Okay, so that is the second hint. The third hint is binary search the value of k. Okay, to do that what we can do is okay, the minimum cost will be 0 here and the maximum cost will be we can say the maximum cost can be 10 power 6 or the this element minus this element, not this element, the maximum element 8 minus the minimum element. It can be a possibility. The maximum element here is 1, minimum element here is 1. So if there is a path between 1 and 5, there can be a chance that the maximum effort can be the difference between the maximum and minimum elements weight. Okay, let me show you, let me tell you. So for suppose assume that there is 5 here, there is 8 here. Okay, so there is 1 here also, there is 1 here also. Okay, 3 2, this 2 by 2 matrix is replaced by 5 1 1 and 8. Okay, so when we travel from wherever position, we will be getting to this position here or this position here to get to the last element. Okay, so to travel from this element to here, this element to here, the maximum absolute difference, that is the effort, will be 8 minus 1. Here also 8 minus 1. Okay, that will be 7. That will be the maximum. Okay, that will be the maximum of the any element's absolute difference in this entire array, because 8 is the maximum element in this array, this adjacency matrix, and 1 is the minimum element in this adjacency matrix. So that can be a possibility, right? The maximum absolute difference can be a possibility. The minimum absolute difference, that is 0, can also be a possibility. So what we can do is, we will do binary search. Initialize a threshold value k from 0 to the maximum value, that is the difference between maximum element minus minimum element. So we will search for the we will do binary search, that is we will search for the middle element. If there is a path that is less than or equal to a middle element, we will recursively do binary search again. If there is no path that is less than or equal to the middle element, we will recursively do binary search that has the threshold greater than k, the greater than the middle element. Okay, so that is one idea that is given in the form of hints. But when I am solving the problem, what what I thought immediately is, we just have to go apply greedy approach. This is the graph. We have to somehow get to the corner element, bottommost element, bottom right element. So whatever the path we will be visiting, we have to visit greedily, because that can be a possibility, right? So we can produce a minimum spanning tree, traverse to the graph, and do things kind of like that. So what I got, my idea at my idea at the beginning is implement Dijkstra's algorithm. Okay, what is Dijkstra's algorithm? You have studied it in your in the data structure session, that is distance vector routing algorithm. It will be implemented in computer networks also. It is one of the prominent greedy algorithm approach on graphs. So what we'll be doing is we will be calculating all the paths that can be possible to travel from this vertex, and we will compare the cost between two vertices and implement the minimum cost with which we can proceed to the other vertex. Okay, that is Dijkstra's algorithm in simple lame words. Let me show you a little bit of it. Okay, so okay, this is the general implementation of Dijkstra's algorithm. So we are here at point A, we have to reach the point B. Initially the distance will be infinity to every path, so we will calculate the nearest vertex path, nearest vertex of the nearest vertex only, and then from there we will calculate the other vertex path, and we will compare the distance from A to this node by comparing if there is a possibility that we can travel to this vertex with a lesser distance, with traveling a lesser distance. So by comparing we finally get the distance of traveling from A to B using Dijkstra's algorithm. It is a very efficient algorithm. There are also efficient algorithms than Dijkstra's, but for simple problems like this we can use Dijkstra's. The worst case performance will be O of number of edges plus vertices log vertices. Okay, so but here there is a problem. Usually the graphs will be represented in the form of like dictionaries or hash maps, things like that, but here we are given an adjacency matrix. So there are also ways to implement Dijkstra's algorithm using adjacency matrix. So if my suggestion to the beginners, so what you can do is, when you got the intuition to implement the Dijkstra's algorithm, so here there is adjacency matrix, you don't know how to implement Dijkstra's algorithm on adjacency matrix, you can simply search for Dijkstra's algorithm for adjacency list representation. So that is a greedy algorithm. So you will be getting the code, you should understand it, and you should modify that algorithm with respect to the question that is given. Okay, so what he has done here is he does what he does, like what he should do in a Dijkstra's algorithm. He used the data structure min heap. Okay, what is a min heap? Min heap is also a heap. Heap is a data structure, non-linear data structure, which is a complete binary tree, which maintains in such a way that the top element, if it is a max heap, the top element will be greater than the bottom two elements, the children nodes of the two elements. Okay, this is a max heap example. So what is a min heap? This is a min heap. So the top element will be lesser than the children elements. Okay, so 3 is lesser than the child nodes, 6 is lesser than the child node. So whatever the example you see, we can notice that this is the min heap. So everything on the top is lesser than the bottom. Okay, so why we should use min heap? Okay, why we should use min heap? Because we will be exploring the path from this element to this element in such a way that we need the minimum of the maximum effort, the minimum of the maximum absolute difference. This sounds confusing. Okay, so I have took some time in researching how to explain so that you will get a better understanding. So let me explain. So min heap works in such a way that the minimum effort that has done until the point will be stored in the top element. Okay, so for every let us say we will be calculating the maximum effort that has been obtained in this route, and whatever the n number of routes, we will be calculating the effort and we will be storing in the clone of this adjacency matrix, we will have the data of the effort that has been done until then. So from a point, we have to move the algorithm, right? We have to run the algorithm. We should need a criteria. That criteria will be obtained using the min heap. What min heap does is, it will we will be pushing the effort and the vertices in min heap, and the min heap will automatically give us the minimum effort that has been applied until then, and from there we will be calculating the algorithm. We will be running the algorithm. If 8 is popped out of this heap, the next minimum will be transferred to the top. Okay, so here it seems 10 is the minimum element, so 10 will be transferred. If the 8 operation is successfully done, and there are other elements that are having lesser that are having lesser cost than 10, it will be added to the heap. If there are no other elements that are having the lesser path than 10, or there is no path, let us say the path is ended there. If every node that is up, down, left, right is already visited, we simply start again the path from 10. Okay, but at the end we will definitely visit the corner node, because this is a graph, it is interconnected. The worst case will be the maximum threshold, the best case will be the minimum threshold. We will be definitely visiting the corner element. Okay, so let me show you the code so that you better understand. What I have done is, so I took x and y as the row and column lengths, and I initialized the adjacency matrix visited to store whether the nodes are visited or not, and we have to travel left, right, up, down, right. So for that I initialized an array direction and an answer 0. Answer will be it will be what we will be printing. Okay, and a heap. So in Python we will be applying heap using heap pop. There are certain functions with which we can implement heap function in Python. Let me show you that also. Okay, heap queue. So import after we import heap queue, we heapify to adjust the heap. So we will be heapify. If we heapify the heap, it will be sorted into and represented in such a way that the heap recognizes where are the elements, and it will convert it into the form min heap or max heap as I have shown you. But here it is only one element, right? So it is no need to we do not need to heapify. Instead we pop the elements, we push the elements as per the requirement. So initially it is 0 0 0. Why it is 0 0 0? This element is 0 0, and the effort to reach here is 0, because we are there, we are resting there. Okay, so what I am doing is I am getting the okay, this is, don't confuse this with threshold. This is completely different analysis and algorithm which I have done. K is a arbitrary value, that is the effort that has been done until now. Okay, the maximum effort that has been done until now in that route to reach that particular AB element is K. Okay, I am getting the the indexes A and B and effort K. The answer is maximum of answer comma K. Okay, why I am doing this I will tell you in a second. Okay, and we will be putting visitor of A B equal to 1. So we just visited the index, right? So after that, if A comma B equal to X comma Y, we will be returning the answer. So if A comma B equal to X comma Y, that X, what is X comma Y? This corner element. So if we reach this element, we will be returning the answer. So why we are returning the answer? What is answer? we will be discussing it in a minute. Okay, for dx comma dy in direction. So dx comma dy in direction in the sense 0 comma 1 1 comma 0 0 comma minus 4 minus 1 comma 0. I am getting these items from the list and I am adding it to the a comma b indexes. So basically I am traveling from some index 1 to 1, the left, right, up and down directions. Okay, so I'm adding them and I'm initializing them as n a n b, new a new b, something like that. Okay, and I'm checking the condition. If 0 less than n a less than equal to x, this is basic condition, right? So if we are here, we can't travel to the right. If we are here, we can travel to the left. If we are here, we can travel top. So to check that condition, if to check that condition of constraint in an adjacency matrix, I am checking this condition, and if that node is not visited, I will be checking the effort of the effort in reaching that element. Okay, this is where the trick is being applied. Okay, I am calculating what I am calculating here, absolute difference of heights of a comma b comma heights of new a new b. So let me say I am here. What I am calculating is the difference between these two elements, and I am naming it as a new effort. Okay, new effort in traveling from wait a minute. Okay, new effort in traveling from 1 to 2, 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 1. Okay, so I will be pushing that effort into the heap push heap of nk na nb. So for that new index 1, this index or this index, I am pushing it along with the new effort that has been done. Okay, so after pushing into the heap, what is going to happen? As I have said, told you before, the min heap arranges it in such a way that the top element will have to definitely be the minimum element. So here the heap will be modified in such a way the top element will have minimum effort. Okay, so I am getting the minimum effort. I am always obtaining the minimum effort from the heap, and I am comparing it with the answer. Answer should be the maximum, because this is the absolute difference that is obtained between two edges. Okay, answer should be maximum, because for any path we have to calculate the maximum absolute difference. Okay, so the heap, by using the heap function, the graph will be traversed in such a way that, let me show you. So we will be visiting in this way. Okay, so from 0 to 1, 0 to 7, from there we will be traveling to the nearest neighbor. We can say things like that: nearest absolute difference, nearest effortless neighbor. So we will be visiting 2, from there we will be visiting 6, 8, from there we will be visiting 6, 5, and after that the minimum spanning tree will be formed. Minimum spanning tree, yes, it will be formed, or it might not be formed. We will be visiting the last index without visiting these all nodes. There are many possibilities, but anyway we will be visiting the last node with a minimum effort, that is the maximum absolute difference in that path. So for that purpose I am calculating answer, which is the maximum of the efforts that have been put in this route. Okay, after calculating, after pushing the effort and the edges into the heap and obtaining the, what do you say, the absolute differences and efforts, and calculating the answer, whenever I reach the last point, it is sure that it is the minimum effort that has been put into the route, because I am always obtaining the minimum effort from the heap, right? So when we reach the last element, it is guaranteed that that is the minimum element that have been put in the heap. So we can okay, so the answer will be definitely the maximum effort that has been put to reach at that particular element. Okay, if the element is at the corner element, we will be returning the answer. Okay, this is one method of applying Dijkstra's algorithm using heap push, just by modifying the Dijkstra's algorithm for adjacency matrix for our convenience for this problem purpose. Okay, by calculating the absolute difference. Okay, we will be returning minus. Actually, this is not mentioned anywhere, and we definitely doesn't need to return anything here also. We definitely will visit the xy element. Just for the sake of it, I have put -1. Let me remove it also. If the graph is 0, I should return. Okay, let me remove this. Let me try run code. It is finished. Let me submit it. What happened? And it got accepted. It will definitely get accepted. So this is my approach. I suggest you to try the threshold method. That is, it is a simple approach also. You just have to calculate. You just have to consider a threshold value k by using the binary search and check if it is possible that you can travel from this vertex to this vertex using the threshold. You can simply apply the DFS, depth first search, or breadth first search, and the constraint is the absolute difference between any two vertex should not be greater than that particular value k. Okay, if it is possible, I will explain the DFS simple method in another video, not here, by naming it with the lead code problem number. And if you don't understand, note in the comments. I will try to explain there. If you have any queries, and if you want me to do any other coding series also, I will try to do it. If you note it down in the comment section, and do subscribe. I will definitely be doing this, and also I want your comment on whether I have to release the video on the challenge time period or after the time period, because it would also be good thing if I release it in a challenge period, because there are many people releasing it, and if you want to if you can understand the problem and solve it, it is also a good thing. So if I release it, there might not be a problem also. So head to the comment section and tell me what you think. And thank you. This is it for today. Thank you very much.